I don't know. I don't think I can do this. I'm not good with this eyebrow thing. Nonetheless, we are, I guess, we're live already. And just like every day, we're going to be working on the rig builder here for our project with Bob here, spinning on an infinite loop where he is questioning whether he exists or not. It's a constant state of, it's like, Bob is questioning himself while he loops around. And I gotta tell you, Bob, you're looking better than ever today. Thanks for spinning for us. And let's see if we can get you to finally express yourself, express your feelings with a facial rig based on facts, with all of your blend shapes. And let's keep moving. So today is the 25th, the 25 session, 25th session. I don't know how to say this number. And here we go. Boom. And also, if you want to participate, please leave a comment on the section, the comment section. Bam. And yes, that's what we're going to be doing. So this is our script, but this is too abstract. Obviously, let's look at what we have here. Oh yeah, I was on the before getting started. I was working on some stuff. I guess right now it's a little bit frozen up because it's been a long time since I've touched it, and by long time I mean a few hours. But I guess it needs to be loaded back into the memory. And I was just checking the joint orientation on the rig, and it seems to be completely screwed up. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about it, or if I'm going to do anything about it, but I am going to keep pushing whatever we are working on. So I'm trying to turn off the LRA here, and this is not the best way to do it. I gotta do it like this, and this is just the skeleton, but I did have a little bit of a revamp here. Shaders, let's see, I think it's taking a little longer because the shaders are a bit heavy, and it's relying a little bit more on the, oh, I don't know if I'm still live because the computer just froze completely. Let's see. Yes, back. Awesome. I almost give up for a second. Okay, so it's probably because our model is a little bit more detailed. It should have a little bit more life to it. Right now it's a little pale, I feel. But at least I brought in the normal maps and it's now a little bit more presentable, but also a little bit slower, as I can see. It's probably consuming a little bit more of my memory. Yeah, and I'm also, hmm. Oh, there you go. All right, so this is where we stand right now. Check here. Publish. And this is so simple, right? But this is how it feels when you uh, get started on the skinning. But it needs to go a long way. I've added some blend shapes here to test and to check how the shader was going to behave. And it's not too bad. Let's put this to the side here and let's check a few shapes here. So we can see, for example, the mouth open wide, and you can see that it's struggling. So this is one thing that I need to take in consideration. I don't know if it's because I'm streaming and my computer is being like completely loaded up with this, but it also shouldn't be the biggest of our problems. But we can see how the shape is working, and it's looking a lot better with the shaders right now. Also, I have the mesh on the uh, how to call it when you smooth it, right? And it's not really necessary. The mesh is pretty smooth without the hidden tree. and you can see that it works pretty great. But I mean, this is not the fax shapes yet. This is just the standard position. So this is like a smile. And I also couldn't do much about the eyes because the eyes they are uh, not properly modeled. I would say it's very high density mesh and it's not looking very good. So what I'm going to do then is I am going to zero this out. I'm going to export it and rebuild it because that will then get us back into the point that we need to be in order to continue. Also, we have the next system already in place, but the problem is the orientations are not correct. So it works as it should, but it is like you can see that it's going up and down by rotating the x-axis. But you can see that the deformation is not too bad, you know. And we can, if we look inside of it, it's even crazier. I think it's it's somehow satisfying, you know, to see the spine actually moving. So yeah, with that, we can proceed here into figuring out our next system and also trying to figure out what we're going to do with this joint orientations. So one of the reasons why I'm using odd or this odd joint orientation is because of this particular movement here, side to side spinning of the neck. When you have the orientations aiming towards each other, it just doesn't twist properly. It just it goes kind of sideways like this. It looks up, and it's very hard to make it look straight to the side. So I don't know if I want that behavior, but definitely this orientation of like rotating on the y-axis and getting a side-to-side motion is definitely not what we want. So this is where we hit a roadblock, and we need to figure out what to do with this. So for now, though, let's just export this mesh, and I also need to add the next system items here into the rig or into the rig groups, and I keep stretching myself because the camera is in front of my outliner here. So first of all, then if I'm going to export this, I am going to delete the history, and that should kill everything, including the blend shapes, which you don't need right now. And I would like to then just export the selection, but also I might be interested. So if we hide the islands here, you can see you'll see something really bizarre here right now. Bam. It's not a beautiful sight. I don't know, but there's nothing much I can do about it right now. The geometry is not, you know, indented here, or like we don't have the cornea or the iris hold there in order to get a proper deformation. So it's kind of popping out, which is not a very beautiful sight. So I'm thinking I might just leave it, you know, on the gray side right now, and we can add that later because I'll have to figure out a few more things in order to move on with this iris. Uh, so I'll just graph whatever it is on the front here. These two guys, they have this blend, and then I am going to basically remove, well, first I can just do this, assign materials to viewport selection, and that's it. So I'll leave it like this for now. It's not amazing, but it is just good for now, good enough. Not good enough, I want to say, but at least it doesn't look like a bizarre doll eye. And let's export this model geo here. Modulo is here. All that's all that is changing is the shaders here. So with the shaders, with the change in the shaders, I can then just have a better presentation, and we can move on into making this neck work. But anyways, it's 11 or almost 11 o'clock. Yeah, it's 11 p.m. in Vancouver, BC on a summer night. It's warm and cozy, and it's a very beautiful day, to be honest. It is not raining, which is a kind of a miracle in Vancouver, but not in the summer. In the summer, we actually have some good summer days, but in general, in the winter, it's rain all along. And I'm talking about the winter, yes, but just while it exports. And now we're back into rigging. So let me just reload this just in case. I don't know if I changed something. And let's run this back again. So what's going to do is just bring bring everything back in, and we'll be able to then start figuring out the orientations for the neck. Also, I'd like to test what's going to happen when I change the orientations for the neck. Because right now, as I said, it's not too good or not good at all. I don't like the way that the orientations are happening. Or I like the results, but I know it's not the correct orientation. So I want to do something that will come and bite me on the ass later on. It's loading everything correctly. The systems are getting placed correctly. The only thing is that the neck system is basically exposed here right now. We have to add this into some sort of like probably like a in rig. You're gonna add this control into the control. We're gonna add this follicle into rig group follicle group probably, and this surface into what surface group. But I have to figure whether I will encapsulate this, guys. Meaning, I don't know if I should have like a neck module here and just have them all together so that it's easier to access this information. So, rig group, do I need to have this? Yeah, also something else is let's bind this surface to the neck module just to make another test, because the idea here is that the control is binded to a follicle or constrained to a follicle, and the system or the surface, so there's a surface on a follicle, and sorry, it's the opposite. It's obviously the opposite. There's a follicle on the surface, and the surface is then binded to the joints of the neck, so that when the joints of the neck move, we have the neck control being carried around. But now, as I said, the orientation is not correct. We're going to work on that. It is spinning the neck where when we rotate on the x-axis, this shouldn't be the case. But nonetheless, the deformations are not really bad. They're just it's just the way we're controlling it, and it works pretty fine. Another thing that I need to check out is that, so I know this is not going to work, and I have to figure out how to make it work. So the rig is scaling, but as you can see, because the control is being just parented to the follicle, and the follicle also doesn't have any connection to I don't believe the follicle is being scaled as well. Nothing should change on the follicle scale as far as I'm aware. Yeah, it's not going to change the scale. I don't know if it has any scale parameter here, but still I don't know where would we derive the scale for this particular follicle. We would have to have something like a global scale. because this is a system that is not like this neck is not parented into the other, not parented into any of the other systems on the body. But we can see that it works, right? And the clavicles also work. Good enough. Not perfect, far from it. Good enough. Oh my god, so silly. All right, so yeah, let's keep going here. So okay, so another thing that I need to do. So let me get going with my. Cannot open this professional stuff. Um, Let me get back into checklist here. So I need to. This is the control shape. This is mostly done or done it or completely done. And then I have to do like bind neck module surface to spine, export weight system weights. Um, add import system weights to action stack. Which, by the way, I'm starting to call this system here. I don't know if I'm going to call the entire system or just the actions here, but it's going to be like an action stack. It makes sense to me. This is just an action stack. It's a bunch of actions stacked, right? So this is what it is. But it doesn't. I would call the entire thing instead of RigBuilder an action stack system, but I don't think it remembers the actual rigging thing, but it also can be applied to many other systems. So yeah. Okay, so add this into the. Okay. Mhm. So we have the controls in place. Let me get to the code. So I need to solve this orientation issue. So let me start by then. Let's again rebuild this. Post build, pre-build, skin clusters, export model geo weights. Let me already add. Import skin weights, export skin weights, rename skin cluster, export template geo, skin weights, and then I'm gonna create a new function here called export system skin weights, system geo skin weights. But the system geo, that's a tricky one because I believe it would be interesting to have the system geo separated by systems or by modules, because if we need to reuse the rig and not have some of the systems, or work on some of the some of the systems add things, remove things, and have work done separately on each module, then this is going to complicate for us. So that raises a question about many other things. So define OM export. Right now, I will have to have like a simple solution. Export system system. Could be geo. It could be surfaces. So I'm just gonna say skin weights. And then pass. So I'm just gonna have this as a placeholder right now. Yeah, to be honest, I don't know if it even makes sense. I don't have a system folder here. So it would be like what rig group, but then how do I know which surfaces do I need to export? I have to think about it. I'll probably, yeah, I think that the easiest way would be, since this is usually created on the fly, maybe I will add this into a list on the code. Let's see. So export template geo. And I actually would like to have this here. Export. Wait. Skin tools. What system? Wait, hold on, guys. I need to open this window. It's bananas hot right now. All right. Here we go. All right. So warming up on that. So we added this now. We will have the function here, but we won't be able to use it, not just yet. So I need to get this neck module going. So I'm just gonna add here like a section neck module. And then this is going to be inside bind figure control rotation orientation. I don't know. I will know what I'm talking about, I'm sure. So first thing I need to do is rerun this rig, but actually I'll create, I'll just run a new scene here and will import rig items so that we have, oh, so let's go again, create new scene, and I'll set up rig groups, and then I will import rig items. This way I will be able to check the skeleton without anything being added to it, just the skeleton itself. Now I also need to open my group here, and I'll back up the rig skeleton. We have skeleton joints. I'll just then create a backup folder. And I'll drop this guy inside. Oh, okay. So now I can experiment with the orientations here without losing any progress. If it doesn't look good, we just like out of curiosity, what's going to happen if we reorient this rig here? Well, actually, I can just unparent it, turn LRA on, and you can see it's quite messy. It's one of the reasons why when I spin the y-axis, it's then rotating. So then if I do, this will probably screw up all of our controls. So skeleton, orient joints, and I'll do X, Y, Y to begin with. Orient children of selected joints. Let's do, oh, that should orient all of our joints, at least to some extent here. There might be some adjustments that needs to be made, but that should be it. So with this, then I can export selection. And I will just overwrite our skeleton, our previous skeleton. And then with this new orientation, oh, is it going to bring it in with the LRA on? Let's check that. Let me just turn off and export it again. I don't want to see this LRA on. Okay, so let's grab this root and export it again. And now if we rebuild it, we should see the result of the rig with the oriented joints. So I believe the first thing what's going to happen is the controls are going to be all over the place because they will be placed in a different direction. Yeah, as you can see, it's now to the side because the joints have been moved, have been changed. So it was based on the local position of the joint. So it's okay, but it's not going to change anything. Look, oh my god. I'll have to place it again, but at least if it works, we have to. Yeah, look, this is what I don't want about the neck with the proper orientations. It's just impossible to keep it straight. See, when he looks to the side, he's actually looking up a little bit like this. And that's because of the curvature of the neck joints. So I would have to do something like this and then do something like this. And I mean, just makes everything so much harder. Yeah, so let me see how it works here, if I can. Yeah, I think it's pretty much straight on my neck at least. So this is what I don't like about it. And I'll have to reset like most of the joints here, so that's a shame. Yeah, yeah, in this case here, it doesn't really matter. It's mostly related to. Oh, there's some changes on the orient of the tongue as well. Yes, this kind of screws up our whole control system, but as I said, it's something that needs to be figured out right now so that we don't have to deal with this again. Oh, man. So how can I keep this straight up? Can I orient to the world though? Orient happens then when I orient this guy to the world. Nothing? Yeah, okay, so this obviously doesn't work. So how can I do this? I mean, what I could do though, oh man, I know that Comet had such a good Comet orient. I don't know what happened to my Comet orient tools. That would work so good right now. Yeah, there we go. That's the Comet joint orient. Yay! Hell yeah, man. Such a miracle. Okay. Okay, so this is our orientation tools from Comet. Thanks to these guys for creating such a simple thing that works very well. So let's get back then. So let's get rid of this guy. And I may or may not keep this structure. I don't know. I think I'm gonna get back into the last one. So I'm just gonna set up the rig groups here and import my items. I'm gonna just check this guy here. Let's remove it from the group, expand it. I want to turn on the LRA so we can see that it is oriented. But hello, Amash, welcome, man. How's it going? Amash is in the house. Bam, it's here. Bam. All right, so I'm talking about the well. So there's police coming for us right now, and thing is here it's better to have it oriented, but then it's not behaving as expected. It's not a good behavior. So what I would like to do is first see what Comet does here. X, Y, Y, I guess up direction. And I believe it's just going to do the exact same thing. It does a better job for sure. But then now the issue is that I cannot get the proper the proper rotation on this. So what can I do here? I think that I'm going to get back. Try that. I don't know what kind of problems this is going to cause us, but I'm just going to copy this, place this. So it's gonna be like 0, 1. So eventually I'll have like a automated way of creating this backups because it's not really useful to do like this. But right now it's what we have, so that's what it is. It doesn't take that much time anyways. So I've super busy. you I hope you're talking about yourself because I'm also quite busy around in life with baby and family, but I know you are a busy guy, Amesh. You are. All right, so let's isolate this back again, and I know that now we have the same rig as in the beginning without any orientation. Let me turn on the LRA. And what I'm thinking here then is think that I will duplicate this guy, Control D. Yeah, it kept the namings. Okay, all good. And I'll hide this thing and I'll do a orientation here. Orient. What's going on? Because the joints have different naming, right? Okay, so we have this saved anyways. Let me just orient this. See what we have. We get. Do I need to select all of them? Okay, there we go. Too bad, but this one here didn't do. Wow, it's not too bad. Yeah, but this is the kind of problem that I don't want to handle. Like, this is not the proper behavior by any means. So I might have to do this just manually. But let me check here what's the orientation way. So it's Y to the side. So it would be rotating on the y-axis if that's the case. Okay, so y to the left, z x to the front. Okay. To the side, z to the front. So let me do this manually. Let's see what we get. All the way to the head. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to orient this in the intervals of, so it's x. So I need to flip it on the z by 90. 90. And now, no, no, plus, this is what we need. And now we need to spin it on the x-axis twice. Boom. With that, we get a similar behavior of what it was doing automatically, but we keep the rotation here. We can check the same behavior on the tongue here, and the tongue we can use the automatic thing. Boom. Am I missing something here? I think I made it. I think I made it wrong. Oh, hello. I didn't. Sorry, I didn't see your comment before. Chamika, hello, man. Welcome to the stream. How long have I been learning Maya scripting? It's been about. Well, I had a bit of a back. So I went to Vancouver Film School here in Vancouver, BC, on 2018, I believe, and I. So it's been 3 years that, or yeah, let's say 4 years that I've been dedicating myself fully into modeling, rigging, mostly rigging from the school on. But during the school, I was also modeling and doing concept art, concept design, and but I had a background in scripting before that, so I knew how to do JavaScript, and also I started back then with the action script, so I knew more or less how to program. So this came a little bit easier, but still, I'm still banging my head on the table every single day here. And Python and object-oriented scripting are always a challenge. So it's X up actually and Y to the side. So yeah, I just gotta flip this on the y-axis, XY. So just flip this on the y-axis 2 times, and that's what we should get. Yeah. Okay, so this is the orientation that I will be using, I believe. I'm not sure that this is the best option because it's not aiming towards the parent, but also it's the best way that we can have have it for the proper rotation of the neck. Uh, I may find that I'm wrong later on, but at least we did it. I'm just gonna select this joints here, orient, same thing for the eye. So this, as I said, it's going to completely destroy the, that this makes a difference. And this guy here, this guy has to be, if I did orient, it's Y down. So, sorry, let's do it again. It's Y down Z. The reason why I'm trying to keep the same orientations here, or like a world space kind of orientations, because this joint here needs to move like this. This is how it should be moving. And if I use the orientation like an alpha orientation like this, what's going to happen is going to throw the joint into that direction. And we don't really want this behavior. So let's spin it on the x-axis. So yeah, Chamika, I hope this is the proper way to say your name, to pronounce it. And yeah, it's been a couple of years, but it is possible if you're studying. Yeah, I don't know how good this is, but if you're studying it a lot, you can do it faster. And it's also a very good investment, if you ask me. One of the best that I've ever made. On the x-axis, then 90, and I'm going to turn this on its way, and then turn it again, and that's what we want. This one is the opposite. It's going to be rotating on the z-axis. So this is not exciting at all, guys, but it's just an important part of the deal here. Okay, so I don't know that this is perfect, but it is at least something that I'm more comfortable with right now. So now it's a matter of going back and readjusting all of our controls back again, and hopefully for the last time. I'm just gonna turn off the LRAs and export this guy once again. Selection, and I'm going to do this guy here, skeleton joints, boom. And now when we rebuild it, it's going to be, the controls are going to be screwed up because we obviously changed the orientation of the joints and it was using the local transform to define the position. Well, actually, see how it behaves. Yeah, so good enough. We have a good side-to-side movement here. Take this surface off. Cool. Up and down are on spot, and side to side are inverted. So yeah, I can live with that. I can make those modifications on the code and that will give us an exact rotation. But we did lose our earpieces here and our head control. That should be easy to adjust. I want to make sure that, just don't know why these guys got back into the exact place they were. Okay, so this is an easy one. I can fix it right away. Just a boom, 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 rotation. Got it. This guy's here, I'm not so sure it's gonna be that easy, but let's just fix it. Great. Not too bad at all. I can select this guy here then and use our tools here to mirror selected. Boom, got it. Not looking too bad. And this guy here, what do you want? It like this. And another one. Boom. I think that's it. Surprisingly, it didn't take so long. Then I can do it like this and mirror selected and we're back into the game. Okay, so the hardest ones, they just got back into position. Pretty good. And this one actually doesn't seem like it's going to be like that big of a deal as well. Boom. Just the jaw now, it concerns me because didn't change anything on the orientation and it should have changed at least a little bit. So I think I'm going to have to get back into it. But in general, it's fine. So I'm just going to export the controls. And now if we rebuild it, we should have them all back in place. Cool, it works. All rebuilding properly. So now I'm gonna get back into the skeleton here and I'm just going to check why is that we I think I just didn't change anything on the jaw. Turn the local rotation axis. And yes, as expected, I didn't change anything on the jaw. Now, do I want to change anything on the jaw? That's the question. And okay, sounds good to me. I mean, no, no, not good. I just want to have it like on world space like this. I don't know if there's any advantage right now to have it. I can have it like manually oriented, but I don't want to have it like pointing to the child. So it's going to be X front. I'm going to start with a rotation on the Z. And then I'm going to do a rotation on the Y. And that should put us in par with the other ones. Same thing should happen for our friend here. Offset joint. So I believe it was one rotation on the Z. And one rotation on the Y. Bam. Okay, so that should give us the exact same result all across, except for this guy. What's happening with you, my friend? No. Let's try the Maya thing. Let's see if it gives us any different result. Okay, 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 okay. Why then? well, kind of properly oriented, except for this guys here. I feel like this is 45 degrees, so I might be able to just in it. Like 45 degrees on the on the x-axis until z reaches up. Sorry, on the x-axis 45 degrees plus, and that's slightly off, man. Why? Kind of unfair, to be honest, because now how will I know? Oh, 1 degree here. Okay. I think it got confused. That's why. I think it got confused. Let me try to make it simpler for him. So let's unparent this guys here. And I will then duplicate these two joints here. Control D. Let's remove the end joints and let's drop this guys like this. And then I'll parent this to this, and I'll parent this to this. And now, if we orient these guys here, bam, we got it. Oh, except we need both of them to be parented into this one guy. I don't know, maybe there's a better way to do this. Probably there is. Bam. Go. You know what? Fine. I don't care. But it should be inverted, right? But let's just leave it like this for now. Those guys are going into the head joint. Parent. And we should have it back. Okay, so now it's properly oriented with the Z up. And we can save this guy again and be happy, I guess. Port this, close, close. I hope I don't deal with this anymore. Let's rebuild it. Oh, I saved it with the LRA on. Let's see if it's going to bring it back with the LRA. Probably yes. We're approaching midnight here. 1 hour of stream. Just oh man, I knew it. Okay, just the jaw got screwed up, but I guess it's gonna be an easy fix. Good. So, okay, so let's go back then, create new scene, set regroups, import the geometry and the template. Let's get this guy, select all of the joints, turn off the LRA, and export. Okay, so let's rebuild it. Cool. So we can just adjust the controls now. Just this one control, to be honest. Oh, and the tongue ones. Damn you. Why is that here? Makes too much sense. Anyways, let's begin with this guy. Like what? This. This. That's it. Nice. Now, what's going on with these guys here? Bro, why? I don't get you here. Why is that you're so far away? Oh, don't tell me I forgot to. Correct. Turn off the LRAs again. So this is good. It's correct. So I'm just going to adjust the controls there. Please, could you just get out of the way here, please? Just a second. Thank you. I don't understand this control here flying like this. Okay. I'm just try to grab these guys here. So this is the jaw. I don't need the jaw. Let me see if I can solve all of the problems at once. Hmm. That's weird, man. Whoa. Guy's off, man. Okay. Most of them are correct. I just don't understand why this one's so off. It works, it works. I guess I haven't really adjusted it before, but also, hmm, I guess I haven't seen him before. But anyways, there it is. So we can now export this pro shapes. and rebuild it. There we go. Correct orientations, and now we can get back into working on the neck module. But by default, this I should be turning this shape off. But anyways, do it right now. I'm not interested in getting bananas here. Okay. So the next thing then, let's get back into coding and let's do it. Well, in the future, this will be separated, like the different modules will be separated. So one thing that I need to figure out is where should this information be going? I don't know if I would like to have like a NAC module, a NAC module folder here, like a group inside of rig. It would be like something like this, NAC module group. Parent it into the rig, or I could even have it on the module. Maybe that would be the thing, but for anything NAC related would be doing this. But anyways, let me check then. So first of all, let's fix the rotation orders here. So Y is correct, and both Z and X are inverted. Let's make this de-invert. Create NAC module. Have the controls now. Create multiply divide node. Create gear down. Divide set. So I'm just checking out here what I'm doing. So create what I've written here before. Connect global controls to multiply node. It's this. Just need to adjust the comments here. Connect. Yes, so basically I need to change the order or invert. I need to create another multiply node. Yeah, I'm gonna have to create another multiply node. So it's dividing by two by default. Oh no, we have new butterflies here. Okay. So the thing is, it's summer here in Vancouver and it's hot. So we have bugs alive in nature, and butterflies are the thing here right now, and they are getting into my house because I have the window open. Uh, does it has anything to do with rigging? No, it's just life. So I have the multiply divide node here created. It's set to divide. I have to create a new multiply divide node just with, let me check here. How's the structure for this? So this is the node, and it is dividing whatever value that comes in by 3. Can I set this attribute? Let me see if I can do it. I just want to test a few things here to see if I can shorten the, so set attribute. I also need to rename this for the proper thing. But I just want to know if you can set like multiple, if you can set just the input to all together. Attribute. Let me check how does this work? As simple as it sounds. My Python set attribute. I don't know if there's like a multi index or multi keyable lock channel box dash and size type altered value count clamp lock keyable. Let me see if I can do like 4 4 4. Yes, that works. So yeah, I had a loop here to set this attribute. It's actually not necessary, as you can see there. What I can do is just have, instead of be concerned with the axis here, gonna be divide node, and then just gonna be 3 3 3, because there are 3 attributes inside of this one guy. So I could do the operation multiplying it by, what happens if I switch it to a negative? So we know that the orientation that needs to be changed is the x. So x must be inverted. So first of all, I need to change it back to 3. And then on the x-axis, I just want to do like divided by -3. And let's see. Yeah, that gives us what we need. Cool. And his mouth doesn't really need to be open. But yeah, this is dividing up by -3, and also, oh, this is working properly. And this is also inverted, so we could technically have the z divided by -3 as well. And maybe, bam, nice. So quick fix here, guys. Cool. So this is we need to cheer for the small steps, as I usually say. Sometimes it's like an hour like this, 1 hour, 2 hours working, and you got a little achievement. So we cheer for that. We grab onto that. You know, like yes, you got it. Okay, so it's good enough. Now the next question. So the first thing then is to set this into this attributes here. So -3, -3. Good. So when we rebuild, this is going to be exactly like that. Now the next thing though is a little bit more challenging. So we have the surface. We need to bind this surface into this guy here. Hierarchy. Now what's going to happen is probably going to do a bit of a double transform here. No, it's actually doing exactly the movement of the neck. Yeah, maybe we don't even need a negate here. Okay. Yeah, it does double transforms a little bit. Not terrible. So the whole thing with this control though is that we can do something like this, and then we can still use all of the smaller controls. So we can get this guy back, for example. So it's really weird. I don't know if we can do something like this, but I mean, you could have something like this, right? So the neck spinning in this direction, and then bring this just the head back here, which is also not a very natural movement, obviously. Quite weird, to be honest. If you ask me. You know, maybe we have something like let me just test it. I'm so curious. Let's do it like this. Oh, and then I want to move like 8 frames here. It's just out of pure curiosity here. It doesn't. It's not gonna make sense. You know, I just wanted to do like this. Yeah, maybe I can like it's possible to pull this off, but it's definitely not exactly as. Just check if it's possible. I'm curious right now. Some may say that I'm losing time here. Can I make this? Not too bad. Oh my God. Things we do for science. Okay, Bob, we can move on. So what was I don't even. Okay, so I made my tests. I changed the orientation of the control here. That's not working, and that should be easily rebuildable now. Next, then is the binding of the surface to the yeah. Because that's going to be a little more tricky though. Let's rebuild and see what we get. Has to be a better way though. Change the script. I need to reload it. And that should then give us the proper orientation. Cool. And this surface is annoying me very much right now. So I will have to export it again with the visibility turned off because it's just so annoying. I do have backup. Cool. So now hopefully when we rebuild it, it's not going to be visible again. Okay, so that is working. Our skin clusters are, oh, okay, so that's no bueno. Oh no. This was inverted though. Okay, never mind. I have to check that, but that's not that big of a deal. Now, the next thing then is to have the surface system resolved. And for that, it's going to take a little longer. I have to go. So that's it, my friends. I know it is late, and thank you so much for the people who participated today. Uh, we are now in the 25th session of this development, and there's still a lot to go ahead. But my friend, I'm learning so much, and I hope that whenever you're watching this now or in the future, that you're getting some value out of this as well. I have been asked today via message to provide instructions on how to install the system, and it's still not ready to go. It's not even an alpha. It's not even a beta. It's nothing right now. So I hope that I can get that in the future. Cheers. Bless me. But yeah, I'm gonna do this in the future. We're gonna be able to install this, and I'm gonna teach how to install it, but not now. So today, with that's for where we got. We have the Nexus system. Just a recap as usual. We've got the Next system rolling here. Now the orientations are correct. We have reoriented the joints of the skeleton to make sure that it is properly oriented. We have um, yeah, just tested this and tested it with the binding of the surface. And it's all working. So now the next thing is to just have the surface binded, and we need to figure out how to structure the systems inside of the rig. This is the recap for today, and you guys have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow, maybe. Who knows? But I'll see you soon.